On the occasion of Independence Day, Prime Minister Narendra Modi made two announcements from the Red Fort. He launched the Pradhan Mantri Viksit Bharat Rozgar Yojana and also announced that a GST reform scheme to reduce taxes would be introduced by Diwali. PM Modi said, "Today I bring good news for you. On August 15, we are launching the Pradhan Mantri Viksit Bharat Rozgar Yojana worth 1 lakh rupees crore for the youth of our nation. This will provide employment to 3.5 crore young people." In his address, PM Modi added that this Diwali would bring a big gift. It has been 8 years since the implementation of GST, and after reviewing it, the government has reformed it to simplify taxation. We are bringing next generation GST reforms. Taxes will be reduced for common people, making everyday essentials cheaper, which will benefit everyone, he said. A month ago, reports suggested that prices of everyday items like toothpaste, utensils, clothes and footwear could come down as the government is preparing to cut goods and services tax rates to provide relief to middle class and lower income families. According to reports, the government may completely scrap the 12% GST slab or shift items currently taxed at 12% into the 5% category. This restructuring will mainly cover items used by the middle class and economically weaker sections. Currently, GST has 4 slabs: 5%, 12%, 18% and 28%. On July 1st, GST completed 8 years since its rollout in India. During this period, tax collection figures hit new records. In financial year 2024 to 25, gross GST collections reached 22.8 lakh rupees crore compared to just 11.37 lakh crore rupees in 2020-21. This means tax collections nearly doubled in 5 years. In 2024 to 25, the average monthly GST collection was 1.84 lakh crore rupees compared to 90,000 crore rupees in 2020-21. The number of registered taxpayers under GST was 65 lakh in 2017, which has now risen to over 1.51 crore, thereby strengthening the government's tax base. The government says that since GST implementation, both tax collection and tax base have increased significantly, improving the country's fiscal position and making the tax system more transparent and simpler. The government implemented GST nationwide on July 1st, 2017, replacing 17 central and state taxes and 13 cesses. On GST's 8th anniversary, the Ministry of Finance highlighted its achievements over the years. GST is an indirect tax introduced to replace multiple indirect taxes such as VAT, service tax, purchase tax, and excise duty. It is divided into 4 parts: central GST, collected by the central government; state GST, collected by the state government; integrated GST, levied on interstate transactions and imports shared between the central and state governments; cess, an additional tax on specific goods like luxury items, tobacco, to raise funds for specific purposes. GST collection is an important indicator for economic health. The steady rise in GST collections and the expanding taxpayer base over the last 8 years indicate stronger economic activity, improved compliance, and a more transparent tax system. If implemented effectively, these initiatives could enhance purchasing power, stimulate job creation, and further strengthen India's fiscal position.